You can get into physical therapy school a year earlier. Yes, a year earlier. Watch this video to find out.
Yeah, it's one heart, one shot. Now the future is yours. Go! I'm turning dreams into reality. In the lab with the.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to this video. My name is Coleman. I'm a physical therapist and the co-founder of Pre-PT Grind, and here we help thousands of students get into PT and PTA school without wasting time, money, stress, and everything in between. If that's what you're looking for, hit the subscribe, hit the like, hit the comments, do all the stuff that we tell you to do on these YouTube videos. So on this video, we're talking about how can I do this faster? How can I get into physical therapy school earlier? Is there even a way? I never heard of it. Is this possible? So this video topic came out of a video. It might be a YouTube Shorts right now, but it was a TikTok that I did on my $85,000 mistake. All right, so hit that link below, or maybe there'll be a little video here talking about it. But go watch that video about my $85,000 mistake. And in that video, I talked about how I applied to PT school my junior year. And everybody was like, in the comments, more comments and questions that I thought I was going to get. I thought most people knew about this. I didn't know it would be such a big topic, but so much so I made this video about it. And basically I was saying I applied to physical therapy school my junior year. I was rejected my junior year, then I applied again my senior year. And people were like, how is that possible? How'd you do that? All that stuff. So I'll take this video to explain. If you want to hear about my rejection story, watch this video here, click that link, or type into Google Pre-PT Grind rejection story, Pre-PT Grind rejection story, or click the links to watch that story for more context on my rejection. So what I described is that I applied to physical therapy school my junior year, so freshman, sophomore, junior, right? Then physical therapy school is usually 3 years. Yes, it varies depending on the school. Then first year, second year, third year PT school, 3+3 program, all right? They're also called freshman acceptance programs, okay? So let's take a background, a little history lesson, or a little overview about why this even exists. So simply, 3+3 or freshman acceptance programs are used to take freshmen or new customers in that school, in that university, and bring them right up into their basically higher cost product of grad school. So they're like, oh, you're interested in being a physical therapist? We have a higher level product that you can go right into to be a physical therapist. So why don't you just come right on in to our school? We'll give you a degree, right? Then, hey, just pay some more money and we'll give you this degree. So it's basically a funnel system into their higher cost product to become a physical therapist. So with a freshman acceptance or 3+3 program, they're basically making it easier for their customers to buy their higher level product. So you're going through this program and they have some stipulations between that and grad school saying if you maintain this GPA, or if you declare yourself this pre-PT before whatever year, or if you've been a freshman at this university and you want to switch to this major, you know, all these schools have different stipulations. If you want to stay at this school, we will give you, I don't want to say preferential treatment, but you know, preferential treatments to get into this physical therapy school. We'll accept you into our physical therapy school as a freshman, or we'll make this 3+3 program as easy as possible for you to go right into our higher level product of physical therapy school. Hope that makes sense. So basically, it's just a funnel system to get into physical therapy school, and on your end as a freshman or a sophomore or undergrad at that university, depending on their stipulations, it's easier for you to go right into that program. So usually it works like this. If you're a freshman and you maintain above a 3.4 or 3.5 as a pre-PT major, you can go right into our PT school and not have to apply through PTCAS or not have to take the GRE and so on and so forth. Like I said, they're making it easier for their customers to stay their customers and pay them more instead of going to this school or that school where they lose them as a customer, right? So if they lose that, or they can lose that spot, that freshman or that pre-PT 3+3 major can lose that spot if they fall below a 3.4 or a 3.3, or they have any academic probations, or you know, they whatever that is. There are some stipulations where you can lose that freshman acceptance or that spot in PT school as that student. So that's the overview of basically what freshman acceptance or a 3+3 program is. All right, so I got a lot of questions about that. Hope this video clears that up. But that's an option for many of you If you know sincerely that you want to become a physical therapist and you want to make it easier on yourselves, I highly recommend it. Not all schools do that. Some schools do, some schools don't. And how you find this is probably your next question. What you want to do first is look for universities that have a physical therapy school. Easy as that. So Google physical therapy schools in New York, physical therapy schools in Florida, and so on and so forth. And if there's a physical therapy school there, and especially if they're usually attached to a university, if you're a high school freshman, maybe sophomore, you're going to have to do some digging on this. If you're going to that university, you can ask that school or your admissions counselors, is there a 3+3 or freshman acceptance program that I can go into as a freshman, maybe sophomore, going into the next levels to become a physical therapist. So just keep that in mind. Then the other big question I get as we're wrapping up this video is, can I do that transferring from another school? So usually I get the questions, or this is the questions I've gotten, can I just apply my junior year? Right? And people were asking me, oh, Casey, why didn't you just apply to more schools your junior year as a pre-PT so you didn't get rejected? It's not that simple, right? It's not that easy. That's not how it works. So if you're like, oh, I'm just a freshman at school A, and school A does not have a physical therapy school, right? You can't just say, I'm a junior and I want to apply to school X, right? They're going to be like, we don't know you like that. You're not our customer. We have preferential treatment for our customers. You can't just come in here and take their spot, right? So you can't just be a junior somewhere at school A and apply to school X, if that makes sense. That school is going to say, well, we have requirements. And those prereq requirements for you to apply to our school as an outsider is you have to have your bachelor's degree. So you have to finish your bachelor's degree at a 4-year institution, usually, unless you finish earlier, then apply to our school, right? So I hope that makes sense. You can't just randomly apply to school from school 1 to school X as a junior and just make that happen, right? So that's that part. Then I'm glad I remember this. Very last part is, okay, well, if PT schools need a bachelor's degree, how does that work with a freshman acceptance 3+3 program? Great question if you thought of it. If you haven't, great question for me to answer and bring up for you guys. So how it works is that if you're in a freshman acceptance 3+3 program, there's an overlap. So your senior year is also your first year in physical therapy school. So at the end of your senior 4th year, they might have a little celebration. You might be able to still graduate with that senior class as a health science pre-PT major. That's what they did at my school. So I graduated with Joseph technically as me, a senior health science exercise science major, and he was a health science pre-PT major, something like that. So we graduated undergrad at the same time, but then they had PT school like next week, right? Or the next day or something like that. So that's how that works. If you're in a freshman acceptance 3+3 program, it's combined. Like, they make it as easy as possible for their customers. So that's why you can't necessarily come from an outsider perspective and be like, I'm a junior, I watch pre-PT grind video, I'm just gonna apply. No, doesn't work like that. So that's just some more context of how it works. Since physical therapy schools are required for their applicants to have a bachelor's degree. The 3+3 freshman acceptance program, you will have your bachelor's degree as well, but you're just going to be a physical therapist, so that bachelor's degree, doesn't really matter that much. So hope that gave some clarity to a 3+3 freshman acceptance program. A lot of people had questions about it, so I'm very interested to know how this video turns out for you guys. If you have more questions, drop them below in the comments. I will do another video or just answer your questions about it below. And again, subscribe, like. We help thousands of students get into physical therapy and PTA school without wasting time, money, or energy and crying at night and all that stuff. So if you enjoyed, like this, subscribe, tell your friends about it, and we'll see you on the next video.